Other not so great news this week in the form of GDP really sputtered in the fourth quarter, 0.7% after 2% in the third quarter and much more than that in the second. So, Steve, is this about oil and energy, or is it something much bigger than that?
It's about that the U.S. economy is not growing fast enough on its own, and we're not getting much growth from overseas. Part of the drop was the fact that exports were very weak, and so what we've seen with corporate profits along the lines with GDP is that many companies, while they've had decent earnings, their sales are much lower than expected. 53% of companies either kind of were in line or lower than expected than what analysts did on sales.
And sales is a much better indicator of how the economy is doing, right? I mean, because earnings, you can financial engineer your way to earnings. I mean, I guess companies have been doing that with sales too, but there's only so much, for so long that you can get blood from a stone.
Right, that's the issue. The issue is that if there's not sales, there's not going to be earnings growth. Now, again, earnings growth was down overall, but it was a little better than people. It wasn't down as much as people thought earnings growth overall was going to be. But sales haven't been down, and we're at an all-time profit margin high. We've been there for a while, and so there's only so much more companies can do to boost the bottom line if sales don't grow.